Hello everyone, welcome once again to another Tableau tutorial by Team Slidescope. In this part, we are learning date functions. So we are learning how to create calculated fields using date related functions given in Tableau, and with the help of them we'll create a dashboard like this. Here you can see we have month wise quantitative sales, or we are using month as quantitative value, month as a qualitative value or dimension, and then calculating sales. Then we will create an order date related summary where we will use many date functions. All these date functions are given here, like year, date name, date part, order date, date difference, was it a cyber Monday, and I will give you some insights on how to find those values, how to compare dates with another date value, how to change date into a string, how to change boolean value into integer. Those type of things will be discussed, and after that we'll create something to compare current year sales versus previous year sales by month, so which is important for time intelligence. And everything that you see here you will learn here, and then we will create this dashboard with these floating legends, so how you can put them anywhere in your dashboard. And then finally you can present this dashboard and use it in your, or take a screenshot and use it in your reports, or publish it to server. So whatever you see you will learn in this part. Let's get it started with. So in our previous class we created this logical functions dashboard. We try to understand functions like if, else if, and functions or keywords. And then we also created category and region wise sales. We understood logical function case. Now we are moving ahead, and here I have given detailed explanation of each example, and with insights like why is it useful in this particular data set, or why will you use it in any other data set. Now today is part 2.2 of our calculated fields, and this we are going to study date functions or date related functions. So in this data set itself, if we just see our sheet, before we proceed further, we have order date, and we have studied that order date, or any column that uh, that is read as a date data type. That particular column first of all has calendar sign, and date can be read as two things, or it can be presented or used as either qualitative or quantitative. If we select qualitative, or if we select this first part, blue part, so here you will be able to see that year, quarter, month, day, etc., they will be like category labels. They will not be a number, they will be category labels, just some names. Okay, like uh, for example, how states are, or for example, how product category is. So these will be just like labels. So suppose you want to see month wise sales, so you will select month here, and from here you will select sales, and so you will select sales value, and then it will give you line chart, because whenever we have something related to date on our x-axis, then best type of chart to present is line chart. But because here we are considering date as an, we can say, as a categorical thing, so you can change it to a bar chart, and you can represent it like this also. Okay, so here now this is how your sum of sales. So this is month name for all the years combined. Okay, for all the years starting from first date to last date of sales in this data set. This is how you will represent monthly sales for all years combined. Okay, this is like a summary. So here we are not talking about year and month together. Here year is not being considered at all. Like here we are just talking about monthly sales. For all the years in every year, what is the sale? For all the years for January month, what is sales? So we can say that if we combine all the months together, total sales is highest in November month and then December, because this is some pre-Christmas and Christmas time. So maybe because of holidays or at the time of Christmas they buy that kind of stuff. So they are buying goods, they are buying grocery, they are buying electronics and chairs and tables or whatever. So you can see. And then you can see another important month is September, and another one more where we have peak is March. So this is how we can read this. But we can have one more version of this data. So first of all, what we are going to do is we'll rename it, and this is month wise sales. And for all the months, here we will just make it like select black or red or whatever. This is month wise sales. If you want to show these numbers on these bars, you can select sales and you can put it over like if you will put this sales value over colors mark, then you will see it will be like this. So here light color represents less value, low sales, and dark color represents high value. So this is how it is being represented. We can also go to color, edit color, and we can use a diverging theme. Like here we have red, blue, green diverging. So months in which sales is less than mean or average will be presented in red color, and months where sales is above average will be presented with blue color. So you can present it like this. Okay. So this is simply month wise sales, and you can play with color, size, and etc. This is one thing. Now to understand, we can duplicate this, and once we are duplicating, this is month wise sales too, and here we are going to use month name as month wise, or here we are going to use month name as quantitative. Okay. And how to do that? You will just click here and you will just select this month. Here you can see we don't have any indication of year, but here you can see we have an indication of year. Okay. So we will select this one, and now what this data is showing is this is showing year wise, month wise sales. Okay. So here we have year information as well, and here you will see this plus sign, a small plus sign. If you will click on it, now we have week data. Week, you can see. So in months, now we have week. If you will press minus, you will have month. If you will press minus, maybe we'll see quarters. So now you can see quarters. So now this is month, quarter, and this is basically quarter and year. Okay, and this is month and year. So these are two charts that you can see. On this same chart, if you want to bring profit also, so you will just drag it here in the same axis, and it will bring it like this. Okay. Or what you can do, you can drag profit here. So it will appear like this. But if you want to bring profit, let's say we are bringing profit. So let's say we have added it. Okay. Now one is being shown as one is this and one is this because we have added them as rows. Okay. So that's why I told you in in our early classes you studied that when we add them on same axis and one of them is line, then we can compare them easily. So if we will simply change it to a line chart. Okay. So now we have simple month wise sales, and if we now bring profit here, so now you can see we can compare them, that when sales was this, profit was this. So that's why when you have categorical when you have categorical x-axis, then it's okay, you can use bar. But when you have a x-axis which is quantitative, like you have numbers, right, like you have year and month together, then you should use uh, a line chart or something that can represent continuous data. Okay, and in line chart also, like we have for line continuous, you can see for line continuous you can see this, and you must have one date and zero dimension, zero or more dimension, and one or more measure. Okay, now you have this for line discrete. Here this is discrete. So what discrete means is, for quarter one, what is, how was profit, so in January, February, March, because in quarter one it was like, so this is line discrete. Okay, and dual lines is not possible, so there are two line charts now. So we will use these two, month wise, and here I will rename it as qualitative or dimension, like a dimension, or here it is being used as a measure. Now based on this thing, that now we have understood that date can be read as date can be read separately. You can also see, like we have order date here, and we can change data type also. Okay, so in date there is another date type which is called date time. Okay, that is a complete string value where hour, minute, and seconds are also given. Okay, so it like it is something like this. It will be like 20, 25, 21, 12, 16, 46, 55, something like that. Okay, so this type of data, and this type of data will be there in, for example, Swiggy or Zomato. So yeah, time is very important, right? There. So there will be two columns there: order time and delivery time. When was it delivered? So whenever OTP was entered, right, by them, so they will automatically update something like that. And let's say it was delivered at 56. So this, and that's how you will now. Suppose you have two columns like this: order time and delivery time. So you will need to calculate what is our average order time, right? What is average order delivery time? So you need to separate these values. Okay, but they are not simple integer values, right? That we can separate with a simple minus sign. So that's why these date related functions, that's where these date related functions come in these programming languages and tools, right? So if you put date here, so here you will see function like date difference. Okay, so what is difference between these two dates? Date add, that we want to add, let's say I have a date, I want to add 4 days in it, but I can also add 4 months in it, I can also add 4 weeks in it. So how will Tableau understand that 4 that I am writing is a day, right, or a month or a week? So that's what we are going to understand now. Okay, so this is like in this data set also, there is order date and there is ship date. Okay, so if you will solve question, so let's write it like this. So order ID, obviously every order will be posted on same day, so we'll have order date, and we'll also have shift date. Okay, but now you can see it is simply showing us uh, year of that order date, but we want day, right? So that's what we want to do, and it is computing. Here also we want to select day. So here instead of year we want to select day. We don't want this. So when obviously because there are 10,000 rows, so it will take time. Now it appears like this. So we again have to click on table, and now you can see suddenly we have data like this. So you have to arrange, bring it back, and now you will be able to see, okay, that what was the exact. So and let's change their order now. We can drag their order. So now what is happening, this particular order ID was placed on 7 September, right? And let's let's do one thing. We will format this because you are viewing, you guys are viewing class from fast. So I will just do one thing. I will use a bigger font size. Let's say I want to use 12 pixel. Okay, so we have this. Now it's okay. I want to use 12 pixel. Now it's okay. So here you can see we have 7 September, and if we simply increase, you know, distance between them, so it will be good. And one more thing, we can make it bold. Now it's okay. So now this is what we can see. But what if sometimes you will feel problem in showing date as a date, because Tableau by default uses this thing. It summarizes or uses categorical, like it gives you option to select it as something. So if we create a calculated field, just if we write str, let's say, okay, and we write order date. So and we'll just say str order date. I don't know if that means something. So a string of order date. And now if we drag this thing, so this thing will appear like this. Okay, now you will not be seeing this September or this. Now you'll be seeing it as a date. If it is date time, so you will be seeing it as date time, as I just showed you, no? Like this. So remember this function str, it can be used to convert any data type to a string so that we can show it here. Okay, so that is important, and that's what we do in Python also. Now coming back to this, so now first function is year. Okay, so date has date parts. Okay, so you can just use year, month, day, week to just change it. So first one, let's say year. Now we will use it. So year of order. Okay. Obviously here we are relying on this, right? Here we are relying on this. This is dynamic. But what if we want to fix something? We want to show year of order date. So we want to create a calculated field here. Its name will be year of order date, and this is first function year. Okay. We will apply okay. So we will get rid of these two because obviously this is not added. This is not needed. So now from here we will search year of order date and bring it here, and we will change it to this. So now it is showing str order date order ID. So what I will do is, because Tableau is weird, so we will just add it here. Now it is okay. So this is year of order date. Sometimes you just have to practice it. So this is year of order date, and what it is doing is it is doing sum of year of order date. Why is it showing like here it is okay, but why is it 4028 here? Because it is it is adding it as a number, right? And in this order ID, there are two products ordered. Okay, there are two rows. So it is adding that year two times. Here it may be four, right? So, so it is adding. So again, that's why I told you, in order to get rid of it, what we can do, like we can right click and edit it, and we say order date, okay, year, str. Like we will present this field as a string and not as a number. So obviously it is going to tell that it is invalid. Now if we add it here, now you will see this answer. Okay. So now there will be no mathematical calculation because mathematical calculations are not possible on string values, right? So is it okay now?
Maybe if another column year of shipping with the same year, we cannot have a mathematical calculation based shipping on it
Yes,
because those will be strict.
yes. So if you want to bring shipping year and shipping date, you just have to use this string function. Okay. Moving ahead. Now next is month name. So here you can see there is a function that is called date name. So this particular function will return integer value. This you have to remember. Okay. This particular function year will give an integer value. Okay. For example, if we are using month, so whatever is month of this order is like ninth is the month, so it should show September, but it is showing 9. So this particular function will give you numbers. If you say week, obviously week will be number. If you say quarter, so whatever is that quarter, first, second, third, it will select.
The number is going to be.
Yeah, so these functions like quarter, month, year, day, these numbers will give you data type. Their output data type is integer. So you have to remember, because in Tableau these functions will present a value to you. Okay, and that value can be a string, can be of any data type, right? So if it is a integer, then only you can use them in mathematical calculations. If it is a string, then you can use them in statements, right? So we will stick to here, but you have to remember that there are more functions like this. Okay, so this is important. Now coming back to another function, which is date name. Okay, because we want name, we don't want um, integer value. Okay, so if we don't want integer value, so there is this function date name. So if we see its formula, date name returns a date given a number, a string, or date expression. Okay, so we are writing date name, month, order date. So let's write m name or month name, something like that. So if we add this, then you will be able to see that now it is showing you September, July, etc. So if you remember this same function like date name, if you remember like if you say edit, and if you use instead of month you use, obviously month is the only thing I think where this will be needed.
Quarter will also digit 1, 2, 3, 4 quarter.
Yeah, other values are easily, we can see other values easily, but this is another way like you are seeing here. So at least it will not give integer. This output is a string value. Okay, because it's blue in color, na? Without writing str, it's blue in color. So you can understand that it's a string value, right? It's like a dimension. So that's why we are writing month here. Apply OK, and now we have month name. Is okay. So this function, in this function, you can use any other argument and get that data as a string. So this as an integer, this as a string. Then is quarter number same? Here what we are doing is, here we have used date name, here we are using date part. Okay, so either you use quarter function here, okay, or you use date part quarter, is the same thing. Okay, you can see here we are getting a string output, here we are getting integer output, here also we will get integer output. Okay, so we will just try them one by one and then we will see. Okay, so I will suggest you to remember these four functions: year, month, quarter and day or week, so that like it's very easy to remember them. But if you want them as a string, you can just use str function above them, right? Or you can use this. If you want their name, like a string function will not give you name of month, it will give you a string value, right? So date name will give you name of month. Okay, now there is another question: is Cyber Monday? So order date equal to 26/11/2018, or order date is 25/11, or order date. So maybe these dates are dates for Cyber Monday. Okay, so like these will be Mondays. So we are using OR here. OR is a logical operator. Okay, like here we have logical functions. So this is a logical operator. OR means what? यदि, right? ये या फिर ये. So this or that,
If
right?
be one of these four, then it will give true,
Yeah,
otherwise it will give false.
yeah. So if any one of these conditions are true, then it will give an output true, and if all of them are false, then it will give false, right? So in case of OR, if any one is true, then output is true. Okay, and in case of AND, if all conditions are true, then that will be true. Okay, so here this is a simple field. So field name is Cyber Monday. This output will be a TF output, true false data type or boolean data type. Okay, so we'll add a field here. So here you can see order date equal to this. So first of all, we have to get rid of this.
This
Right,
Cyber
so
Monday is hypothetical field that you have created, no?
yeah, is Cyber Monday is a calculated field. We are just using these dates and thinking that is it a Cyber Monday. So we are just saying order date equal to this, or order date equal to this, or order date equal to this, or this. Let's say, because every year Cyber Monday will come on a separate date. Okay, so if you do a simple Google search, Cyber Monday is basically marketing term for e-commerce transaction on Monday after Thanksgiving in US. So on on whatever date Thanksgiving was and whatever is the next Monday, so they will bring that date. So like on 2000, in 2018 it was this. So when we created these calculated fields, like when we created this tutorial, we already collected that data. An important thing here is an important thing: when we are comparing a date with a date, so we are not writing this. Calculation becomes invalid. So because date is not a string value, okay, it's a date.
The hashtag.
So it will be inside opening and closing hashtag. It is not also an integer that we can write it without quotes. Okay. So when we are comparing a date with a date, so we are writing it inside hashtags. Okay. That you have to remember. This is very important for us. So is Cyber Monday? If any of these dates are Cyber Monday, and you can check on Google, these are actually all Cyber Mondays. Okay. So, and let's see then. So is Cyber Monday, and here is an important thing. When an output like this appears, like when it's a true or false output, then its icon will be this all T T bar M. Okay, this is Boolean data. ABC is a string data. Calendar is a date type. Okay, so now if we bring it here like this, so then it will appear as a string. There is no problem here. Okay, there is one more thing I want to try here. So if I say, okay, in this case it will not be possible. Okay, so is Cyber Monday. What if we create another calculated field? Okay, so I'm just writing Cyber Monday test, and here I am writing integer of is Cyber Monday. So whatever is inside Cyber Monday, we want to change it into integer. Now thing is, a string value like November, there can be no integer of it. It's November means November, right? There's no integer of it. But what if we say Cyber Monday? So if we create that, yeah. So you can see 0, but you will definitely see some ones here also. Okay. Is Cyber Monday? So I think there is no order on Cyber Monday, maybe. So that's why, but it will give you 0 and 1. Okay. So that's how it will behave. So you have to just have to remember this. So if you create a true false data like this, okay, and you want to count how many Cyber Mondays are, so you can change it into integer and sum it. So that sum will mean that these are the number of Cyber Mondays, right? Because
In that case, you will have count. Now, count will give the count of cyber. Sum will give the sum of all ones.
sum of all ones is sum of all Cyber Mondays, total number of Cyber Mondays,
Okay, yeah, correct.
right? Count will count all the rows irrespective of the value.
Okay.
है ना? So like suppose you have male and female, you want to count how many male or how many female are there. So what you will do is you will create a column called is female. Okay. So if gender equal to female, then 1, else 0. And then if you will sum all the ones, that is actually total number of females, right? So this is one way. And like in Python, when we apply machine learning, we call this process as label encoding, or encoding categorical values as numerical values, right? That or dummy values. So I've just written dummy values in data analysis. In data analysis, dummy value or a dummy variable or indicator variable are binary 0 or 1 numerical placeholders that represent categorical data, right? So for example, gender is a categorical data, and we, or for example, red, blue, green. So you create separate dummy variables is red, is blue. Then you don't have to create is green,
Okay.
right? Because if you will just create is red, is blue, and if it is neither red nor blue, then it's definitely green,
Not right.
right?
Hmm.
So this way we can omit one extra field. Same is with male or female. You just create one, is male or is female. So if it is not a male, obviously female. And depending upon if there are three genders, or obviously uh, how you are considering genders. So
Hmm.
like how many distinct genders you have. If male, female, other, male, female, transgender. So whatever is given. So if there are three, then you will create two values, two
Hmm.
fields, right?
Right.
If there are four, you will create three fields. So it depends on that. So that is very important, right? And in analysis, that is used a lot. So that's why is Cyber Monday being a true false is very important for us. Okay, like if we create is September or is
Yeah. Then it
weekend, it can be something like is weekend, right?
hmm.
So is weekend, I it will be something like we are just trying is
Hmm.
weekend. So if
Date. No.
day of
Date
order
of
date, okay,
not
is
equal to
equal to 6, so we can simply write it like this also, day equal to 6 or
7.
day equal to 7, right?
Hmm.
So is weekend, and let's try. So here if we simply add it here, is weekend true because this
True.
is 7 9. Now
In
we
the
have to see what is
okay.
that. Now actually this logic will not be true because maybe it is using it, it is considering only seventh day, okay,
Hmm.
it is not considering
It's considering
Saturday and
previous
Sunday, okay.
part.
So before this, let's say we had another function, na? Date name.
No.
So in date name, we are using day,
Hmm.
order date will be small, date name. Let's see what date name is it giving. It is actually giving us simple day number and not day name.
One.
So if we try to use uh, weekday here, there is another variable weekday, or there is another now it's okay, Sunday,
Hmm.
Friday, right?
Weekday.
So
Date name, weekday, order date.
yeah, so then we'll say date name weekday order date equal to Saturday because it's a string value, na?
Right. Hmm.
Or then we'll copy this date name this equal to Sunday. So now is weekend true or false? So now it's true or false. So now you can see 25 5
Yeah.
2004. So we can check that calendar, but now logic is correct. So like these kind of things can also be done in Tableau easily.
Hmm.
So there is day,
Hmm.
weekday,
Day.
year, month. These are functions, and I will prepare a list and I will put it there so that
Okay.
we are also sure that you know that it's like what to use and when. So if it can be written with if also, if date name weekday equal to Saturday or date name weekday equal to Sunday, but that will be a long thing to do, right? Here we can it, simply we can create it. And now what is the benefit of it? Like we can use is weekend as a filter. Okay,
Okay.
like we will add it as a filter and true and false apply, then okay, and we will say show filter. So if you want to see sales on, or you want to see performance for all weekends, so you can just select true and you will be able to see all weekend based performance, right? So you can do that. So you can simply or you can create a measure, or you can create a graph showing weekend sales and weekday sales. So those things can be done because we are understanding, and like that is the role of date based functions. Okay, now let's move ahead. So similarly, days to ship, how many days is actually took, that is the same thing that I was talking about. Like what is the date difference, right? So for that there is a function called date difference. So and in date difference also, because date difference can be days, years, months, anything, huh? So like when we are doing this, so days to ship actual and date function, so you can write what date part you want here. Okay, so we want output in days because obviously it will not be years. Okay, now actually because it's a B2C database, there is another data set that I will give you. That data set has requirement of transformers. So yeah, so like an organization needs to install transformers in their substations, and for that they have contacted various transformer manufacturing companies. Their transformers are also in various ranges, like 50 kVA, 10 kVA, and 11 kVA, 33 different sizes are there. So whatever sizes are there, they have just mentioned. So, but a transformer will take probably months to be, or that particular order, let's say you want 10 transformers. So that particular order will take months to get delivered. So in some cases, that is like you will need answer in months. Like on an average, what is uh, delivery in months if you want to compare which company is giving you quicker and with better efficiency, because every transformer has efficiency also. What is average efficiency of these transformers given by company 1, and average number of days in, or average number of months in which they deliver. So I will prepare that data set and give it to you as well so that you can do. So that's why this date difference is the needed. So days to ship is important and we can simply add it here. So you can see it took 6 days, 40. Let's see what is maximum days to ship, right? So sort descending 84. It took a maximum of 84 days to ship this order. So this is something, and now you are interested in seeing which state was it. So you can bring state name here, and like it was New York. Maybe, and then you can see what is average, days to ship per state. So this is our order date summary. I'm just writing order date summary. We can use other names later. So suppose you have to create that. So now the fields that we have created, like days to ship. So days to ship. So we will bring it here, and state name, we will bring it here. Okay. So this we can see that California, in California, some of days to ship is more, but some of days to ship will not necessarily mean that it is taking more days to ship here, because more
More
number
of
of orders can also be there in
okay.
California. That's why instead of some we will use average, and if we do average, then we will see that DC is actually the state, which is
Mm.
average days to ship actual
Okay.
5.7 days. Okay, so it is,
Average to these states.
yes. And now we can convert it into a map because we have a geographical value also. So we'll convert it to map, but it is not able to recognize the map because
Yeah.
49. Yeah. So you will edit location and you will say that it's not India, it's United States. So you will select United States from here. Click OK. And now we have. So you can see all those states where average days are more. So you can see mine or mine or however you pronounce it. Wyoming is there. So these are states with high numbers. But this way, if suppose we are not able to read properly, so we'll edit colors, and here we will use something like diverging. So let's use green gold diverging. So now we will highlight. So light colors are states
Okay.
where we can deliver quickly, right?
Okay.
These are light colors, and dark colors are states where
This is
it
what.
will take more time to deliver. So this is how you can see. And in New York also, New Jersey, where is New York? This. So average days is 4.0. So maybe now you will be interested. So because by order, by state, it is not fairly clear that what is happening. So similarly, you can bring category also. Maybe they were category or subcategory. Like what were they ordering actually? Huh? That it took this. So maybe furniture takes more time. Maybe bookcase needs to be created, and then after creating it needs to be delivered. No? So there some products are readily available. Some products like bookcase or a
Mm.
dining table. So it's something that they will start preparing and then they will ship. So
Oh,
so then you can do exploratory analysis. So like that's what we do in exploratory analysis. And then there is shipping delay.
yes.
So now it is using is here we are using if shipping mode is same day and days to ship are greater than 0, then
Okay.
delayed. Else if
Mm.
shipping mode is first class and days to ship is greater than that. So in same day, if it is being shipped after 0 days, then it's a delay.
Mm.
On
Understood.
in first class, if it is shipped after 1 day, it is delayed. Else we will say on time, right? So this all this is something you can copy and use. Now this is current year sales, only 2021 sales. So this is very useful in running calculations that we did earlier. No? So if year order date is year today, okay.
Mm.
So there is a function called today, okay,
Ah, okay. Which
so
gives current.
which gives current date, and from that function today or on that function today, if you will apply year
Yeah.
function, so you will pick today's year,
Correct. Yes.
current year, right? So these type of calculations are very much helpful in time intelligence, like year over year sales, right? Comparing sales of this year with sales of previous year. There is something called same period last year. Okay. So if you can write year today and year today minus 1, that is
Mm.
also you can write, right? So you will be able to create, this will be current year sales
Mm.
and that will be previous year sales. So you will be able to compare. So let's use it. So if we use that sheet, so here we are basically using, this is state wise average order delay or average order time or average order delivery time, but it's okay. Here we are using something called this. Okay, so current year sales. So if year order date is year today, then sale. So in this case, it will come as 0 because null, because this is like this data set has only orders from 2014 to 2018 or 17, right? So that's why it is coming as 0. So that's why here you can do one more thing. Current year sales you can write last or last year sales, and here you can actually write your year value like 2014 or 2016 or 15, whatever it is, right? You can apply. Now if you will do, it will give you this data. And let's say now we want to add subcategory here. Okay, so and we will select a line chart. It is not letting us select a line chart here. Wait. Okay, I will select from here. No problem. So now it is showing, like I've simply selected line chart showing that sales, obviously it's a categorical data, that's why line chart is not available here, but we can still do that. So this is sales of 2014. Okay, and let's say we want to create another calculated field, and this here 2015 sales, or let's say 2016 sales. I'm just giving a simple example here. And here if year of order date is equal to 2016, then sales and something like that, right? You can apply and we'll add it on same axis. So now what is this doing? We are comparing current year sales with previous year sales, and we are seeing in which month, okay, it was more or less or whatever, right? So current year sales versus, I'm just giving an example, previous year sales by subcategory. Now what you can do, usually we don't use something like subcategory here, but on x-axis you can definitely use something like order date, right? So you will be able to see that. Now let me show you a very practical example of something like this. So let's actually remove subcategory from here and add order date. And in order date, let's say we say month. So now you can see, like, and now it is showing you that 2016 and 2015. You know, you can see them separately. If you will use month like this, then you can compare current year sales versus previous year sales by month. Let's rename. And let me show you something like this in real, like where we actually use it. I have some real data. So this is one channel on our website. Here you can see. So here it is showing you last 14 days versus previous period. Okay. So by default it will give you this data. And this is where we compare, and we can see we are 18% down in number of sessions and 20% down in number of users. So we have to look at reasons, right? Obviously, see this as close as we get to this Christmas weekend or Christmas thing, obviously these numbers go down. But
or not here.
Yeah, so you will check previous year also, was it that same trend? So
Yes.
which I have seen across
Oh,
everywhere.
mm,
People are not interested in studying because ours is more educational content. So,
mm,
but thing is, that's how you will compare, right? So
okay.
something similar. So and here like this and this two lines are given. So
Mm,
you will see lines and you will see their measure values. So you can edit colors. You can like let's say for this we will select a orange value, dark orange, and for previous we'll select a light yellow or something so that we understand that okay that was last year, right? Or that was last month, whatever you want to do, you can select. And there are things like you have path, you can select different type of path, you can select this, you can select markers. That is something we are going to keep discussing, but this is how you will compare values, right? This year sales versus previous year. Now important uh, rule you saw was if you are using month as a summary, like
quantitative.
month as a categorical, you will see overlapping. But
Mm,
if you are using month as a continuous on a same scale, like both of them on a same scale, you will see
mm,
this. Okay. And here you will see 72 nulls because it will miss a lot of those dates or those periods where this value was not there. So that's how you can do. And like this is how you will create. And finally, what we do is we create a dashboard. We go and we do sorry,
automatic.
automatic size. We add a text box. In this text box, we have now this is 2.2 date
Mm,
functions,
mm,
date functions dashboard. Let's use 20 or maybe 22. Make it bold. Okay, can use a blue color. Align it to center. And then as we add, so today we have a lot of these values, sales and net sales year over year. This also sales per year. So it will start with month wise this. So before that we will add two arrangements. One is horizontal, another horizontal. If you want both of them to have equal height, you know that arrange them in same width and height. So distribute content evenly. We can have that. So we'll add this. So we don't need this legend actually. So we'll get rid of it. Or maybe this legend we can say make it floating and we can put a small over here so that we can understand. Then this is month wise. So month wise quantitative, qualitative. You can compare them. Content is almost evenly distributed. So I'm not. And before I add, this is also a legend. So we can
okay.
say floating and we can put it somewhere. Because this belongs to this particular chart. So I will put it somewhere here. This belongs to this particular chart. Because it's not applicable for entire data. No? So
Right. For
that's
these
why,
columns.
yeah, so that's why this floating thing is given. Then we have this order dates table where which we created. Then we have this state wise data, and then we have this current year. So we have this. Obviously, this table we can make it like this, and these things we can use.
We are doing like this.
Let's select, make it bold, red color as we were using for all of them. And this is how we will create. And now what we can do is we can click on each element or we can right click here, format. In background we can select some background for them. So Like I like to do that, but it's your choice, whatever color
Mm-hmm.
you choose. And if you are doing it for your company, maybe they will give you some brand
Brand color.
guideline or something, right? So you will use there. So here it will be possible. So this is another case where I am going to do it. So this is our same simple dashboard which we have created. Obviously that table was just for our understanding, so I'm just not using that table anymore. But these are the charts that we are using here. And here also we can use invert colors. Remember,
Mm.
like we can use, if we go to layout, we have a border and all. So we will select this, we'll select a border, and we'll select a dark background color. Let's select this. So font will not be visible. We'll select, and
That's
so
the body
that's how
color.
you can invert color. So this becomes our dashboard. Now we can present it. Average days to ship, again this is also floating because
Okay.
it belongs to this
Okay.
particular chart. And then I guess this is not needed, so we'll have more area for our visuals and we'll use it like that. Okay, here also format, but I think it will not be applied. Let me check. तो यहाँ
So,
देख रहे हो ना कि यहाँ नहीं अप्लाई होता है because this is not a regular chart. It's okay. So and now whenever you have to present, you can present it like this. Okay. So this is our super clean dashboard, very basic. Like we created some calculated tables, we created some calculated measures, and now we are presenting it here. So whatever or however you want to use it, just do it. Okay. So in next part we are going to study more functions, and till then try this, and whatever questions you have, like because you have to practice other dashboards also. So
the previous sessions we
yeah,
discussed.
write down all your queries and then we'll discuss in next session and move on. Okay.
Yes, got
Okay. And for everyone watching online, if you also have any other question, you can ask us in the comment section and we'll be happy to answer you. So this is date functions dashboard in Tableau, and if you have any query related to Tableau dashboards, you can let us know in comment section. Till then, have a nice day. And please subscribe to our channel, like this video, share it with your friends if you find this content helpful for you. Thanks once again. Have a nice day.